it's nonsense to
piss
turn
us
into
off.
clickbait. Yeah, which don't be wrong, we're biting 100%. So you won, but at the same time, I do kind of want to bitch about it for a second. Mark, I think you'll take NFL Top 100, and I'll take Madden ratings. Is that fine?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll start off with the Madden ratings. So my biggest complaint here is my assumption is the past. First of all, it's like this whole phenomenon, and they do it in June, early July for a reason. It's because there's not a whole lot to talk about. So let's like drop these Madden ratings so that we look cool. So my assumption is that it's some intern that just like looks at Google Analytics trends and like sees how often their names are searched or how high they were drafted. And then that's what they make the ratings. And they're such bullshit. And like, there's so many examples of it where like dudes are getting absolutely screwed on their ratings and they make absolutely no sense because they're not based in football performance whatsoever. They're completely based on how big of a name somebody is. And there's one name I'll bring up now, and I think Mark's going to bring him up for the NFL Top 100. I love Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is awesome. Huge fan of him. The fact that he's getting higher Madden ratings than like the vast majority of the running backs in the leagues because he scored a bunch of 1-yard touchdowns last year, absolutely ridiculous, right? I love Jamal. Great player. Happy when he was a Lion. Happy that he's on the Saints. Stoked about it. Complete nonsense. And it drives me nuts that this is something that not only we as fans take seriously, but NFL players take seriously too. They feel like they got shafted. It's so stupid.
And on top of everything, the game just sucks. I mean, Madden has literally gotten worse and worse each year that they come out with it. It's so terrible. I mean, a couple years ago, I remember buying it, and like within 2 days, I'm like, why did I purchase this game? It's horrible. It's just terrible.
Any game where you have to churn out a new game every year, it's going to be a garbage game. Like, there's just no other way around it. It takes so long to develop a good game.
Yeah. And then to just go off of that, the NFL Top 100 list is currently airing. I always enjoyed watching that the last few years, just seeing because it is players that are talking about other players and you respect their opinions for the most part and they vote. But again, at the end of the day, someone's taking those votes, and I don't think it's an exact science on how they're doing it because some of the rankings are just laughable at where they're at. I went on a rant. The worst I've seen was Trevor Lawrence was 96th overall. I think he's a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the league. So to have him 96th overall in the top 100 is ridiculous. They had Jamal Williams at 95, which is just laughable. Should not be on the list. He's not even a top 200 player in the league.
And then what really pissed you off, Mark?
Really pissed me off was somehow at 86, Justin Fields.
3-win
Justin Fields, who had, I don't know, 4 or 5 highlight run plays, and that's like, that got him 86th. Like, Trevor Lawrence won a playoff game, was down 27-0 against Justin Herbert, who just signed a $200 million contract. And Trevor Lawrence beat him in a playoff game, down 27-0, came back and won, and then almost beat Mahomes, barring a unforced fumble going in to score. And so I just don't know. If you watched football last year, there's just no way, there's no world, there's no universe where Justin Fields is ranked higher this year than Trevor Lawrence was. It's laughable, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, they're only through like the 80s, so they're in the 70s, 60s, 50s.
No matter
who knows?
No matter which way that you shake it, Trevor Lawrence, in every measurable that you can possibly conceive, is a better quarterback than Justin Fields.
I think he was better on every stat line. Yeah, I think he was better on every stat line aside from rushing yards.
Yeah, right.
I literally think he had the higher completion percentage, more touchdowns, more completions, more yards. Like, it's in every single category, better quarterback rating. And I think the only thing that less interceptions, and I think the only thing was rushing yards. And he's 10 slots higher. So that just, I mean, how can you trust the rest of the list when there's already through the 80s that many laughable errors? It's a joke.
Yeah. I'm honestly curious too, like how high is Amon-Ra St. Brown going to get rated? Because I think he's,
I think it'll be pretty high, but I mean, you never know. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson was 88, I believe.
Right.
Which
that feels about right for a rookie.
About right. And again, they claim it's the players themselves that, voted on by the players, and it's like, okay, well, I feel like this isn't right. There's no way the players think Justin Fields better than Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry.